All right, guys, welcome back to a Chance with 2 Cents. Today we're going to be talking about the U.S. Open. Before we did PGA Championship preview, and we predicted Scheffler's going to win, Bryson was going to be there, and McIlroy. So 2 out of 3. Bryson was second, Scotty was first. So if you guys want to tune in some good predictions, today's the day, guys. Tino, what have you heard from Oakmont so far that you noticed what people were talking about?
Well, okay. Um, Oakmont, right? This week's for the U.S. Open. Let me just say, like, this course is a straight up, from what I've been reading online and what everybody's talking about, that it just describes this course is a straight up villain. Like, it has narrow fairways. The greens are super fast, right? They said they rose like a marble countertops. The bunkers are deep, and they said it's total chaos, and I love it. You know, I know me and you were talking about our picks this week, right? And the way this course is set up, we've discussed our picks, and I'll tell you one thing. Let me start with my number one. It's none other than Scotty Scheffler. This dude is on an absolute heater right now. Like, if you're betting against Scotty right now, I genuinely don't know what you're doing with your life. This guy he's calm, he's focused, ice in his veins. You know, he's not flashy, but he gets it done. Two, um, Bryson. Bryson, you already know he's swinging like a mad. Like, like this guy, he can bomb the ball, and I'm curious what he's gonna do on that sixth hole. You know, but the guy, what's wild is however he's playing his game, and he's bombing it down the stretch and then just pulling out that wedge. It's actually working for him. So he's playing confident, he's in shape, and he's got that revenge arc because he's the defending champ, right? I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to drive that six for sure. Um, and I don't think that's the best thing to do at Oakmont, but we'll see. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean,
I know
from
the
what I've
third.
heard, a couple players' interviews, once you get in the rough, you're done for. You
Oh,
just literally have to punch
that's
it out
it.
somehow, get it out in the back and play.
It's a thick rough, and I don't know how he's going to pull it off. Hopefully, I'm just excited to see. I know third. Initially, I picked Shane Lowry, right, because of the weather and how he's built for that type of course. But you know what? I'm gonna take that back, and I'm gonna stick with this. My third will still be. I know a lot of people's not gonna like this. I'm gonna stick with Rory. I know he missed the cut at Canada, right? The Canada tournament. But, I know he's just won the Masters. He's got the Grand Slam locked in. But with this course, it'll humble you really quick. But if we focus on his game alone, besides all the drama, Rory at full confidence, that's dangerous. He's the fan favorite for a reason. And this could be one of those legacy weeks if he can pull it off. So that's my top three right now. How about yours?
Oh, man. All right, my top 3. Well, the first one is going to be pretty easy. I'm sure many of you guys have guessed it, None other than Scotty Scheffler. Scotty too hottie. Scotty too hottie. Scotty too hottie. Hey, we got to let it roll.
Let's go.
Hey, but Scotty, like you were saying, he was pitching a heater. He was just dominating ever since he got that first win. And we predicted it'll take him a little bit of time to get that win. Everybody in the beginning years, that hand injury is not going to affect him. I called it. I said it will affect him. He's going to lose a little bit of the feel and stuff like that because you're at such a high level and the competition is so high that every little thing matters. And especially him, he had a great short game and he lost the feel for it the first few weeks he came back. And then ever since the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, he blew it out all in the open. He shot 31 under, set all these records. And then from then on, he just dominated golf. Went
Oh,
into the
yeah.
PGA, winning by 5 towards the end, but that tournament should have been over after the third round. He could have beat everybody by 10, 15 strokes if he would have made those 5 footers. He's an amazing player. He's very accurate. I'm just hoping that he gets his driver intact because you have to be in the fairway. And if he keeps missing those lefts, because when he does miss, he missed left, meaning the ball does not fade back to the right like he usually wants. And that could be an issue. However, if there's anybody scrambling, I'd rather be Scotty Scheffler. He hit some amazing shots there. He just has no weaknesses in his game except for 5 footers. As long as he continues playing the way he does, I don't think anyone can beat him. And that's kind of crazy to say nowadays in the golf world, right? When bettors are making bets, they will win money if they bet on Scotty Scheffler. That's crazy to say because golf is such a hard sport to predict a winner.
Right.
There's 100 and something guys in the field. Like anybody can have a good weekend. But this guy is so consistent. There's a reason why he's number one in the world. And yay, all the props go out to him. That's my number one pick. Number two, same as yours, right? Bryson DeChambeau. This guy is a defending champ, 2024 U.S. Open champ. He won another U.S. Open before that, and that's because he was just out driving everybody, and he has so much power that he can play out of the rough easily. However, Oakmont is different. Even with his power, the rough will be an issue for him. So he just needs to know and play smart and not go for every shot. Being very strategic is going to be very important there, and I feel like Bryson is going to be in the hunt down the stretch. And then, of course, my last and final pick. Oh, boy. That was a tough one. But I'm going with Sam Burns.
Oh!
I'm going with Sam Burns. He just lost this weekend. He shot a great final round at the Canadian Open, the RBC Heritage Canadian Open. And I think he will win because he lost in the playoffs to Ryan Fox, but he's been playing really good. His ball striking, he hits pretty straight, so I think that's going to favor him a lot. And he does have the power when he needs it. So I think Sam Burns is going to be my third pick. But of course, it could be a runaway. It could be a runaway just because if somebody is hitting in the middle of the fairway and onto greens, like they're the ones to beat. And I think Scotty Scheffler is the most consistent player. Therefore, I think he's going to win this tournament.
Right. Okay. I like it. Sam Burns, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have that on my bingo card, but I like it. Sam Burns is legit as well. What do you think about the course?
Oh, man. Look, Oakmont is very tough. I'm going to show you guys a video of hole by hole. And it shows you how every hole looks and all that stuff. It's a little virtual reality and then drone-inspired footages. But we'll check it out right here. the course looks tough, as you guys can tell. At some courses, some holes are very straight, but usually players do not like that because the straighter it is, it kind of plays with their mind a little bit because they're either hitting left to right, right to left, something like that. And I think that comes into play. And the holes, some of the holes are really long. I think we have a par three, like 300, almost 300 yards par three. So that's going to be something to
Wow.
look after as well. Um, but I think that's why I picked Sam Burns. He's been hitting the ball pretty straight, so therefore I think it plays in his favor. People that likes to move the ball too much, I feel like Rory will actually be detrimental to his game. He usually moves it right to left, and then if you have too much roll when it goes, you do his draw, it becomes a slight hook. That's when he's going to find himself in trouble. Um, and you know what? You want to go into the whole Rory and McIlroy issue?
Let's do it.
All right. So we all know that Rory didn't talk to the media at the PGA Championship all 4 days. Everybody's wondering what's going on. I speak to a few of the people here, and they're all maybe it's something personal. He has something personal in his life, and it still can be, you know. But he finally came out at the RBC Canadian Open and saying that it's because his name was leaked when he know other people that failed it, but his name was the only one that was leaked, and that's why he was upset about that. Look, I understand it to a certain extent, but I felt like he dealt with it the wrong way. Look at Xander. He came out saying, "Hey, we failed. Scotty Scheffler failed his." But that's just saying that he's just that good where it doesn't matter. And if it's something that's not a big deal, and you go and do something like that the way you handle it, you're causing controversy unto yourself. All you have to do is like, yeah, my driver failed this week and then you explain the process because the face got thin, blah, blah, blah. It produces a little bit more of a spring action. So therefore, we just have to go with our backup driver, which is not a big deal. It's not like you're cheating or anything, but when you're hiding stuff, it makes it seem like, oh, now there's more probing questions on what's going on with you. And I personally don't think he handled it the right way. He causes more drama for himself if he didn't want any drama. Like Scotty, he's like, yeah, I failed. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I thought it was gonna, give out any moment now because I've used it over a year. What's the big deal?
All right.
Just because he took it too personal with the media in that sense. The media was in love with you when you won the Masters, and you were talking left and right, and over something like this, bro. It makes me kind of like question this guy. It's like, come on, man. Like, are you that sensitive? That's why you can't handle the big moments and be clutch. When it's down to the line, let's say if he's tied, let's say this, going to Sunday and he's tied with Scotty Scheffler, I bet you Scotty was gonna beat the crap out of him on that one. Just because he gets so emotional and too sensitive about every little thing. He doesn't have that poise. And like I said, the US Open last year, Bryson, to be honest, I'll say this, Bryson didn't win it. Rory
Roy
gave it
gave it
away.
away. Hey,
So
we said that shit on sync. Yeah, Roy gave it away.
it is what it
He
is.
crumbled down when it matters. Yeah, and I agree with you with all the drama, off the field, off the course. Like, yes, he brought it to himself, and it looks like he can't handle it. And yeah, I disagree how he handles it, how he approaches that, which is kind of silly because you're like the face of golf as well, and you're on the top of your game, and you're one of the veterans, you know, and these up and coming pros are looking up at you, and then if they see something like this, it just questions your leadership, right? Because how you handle yourself off the course, it shows how you mentally handle certain situations, and I couldn't agree with you more on that. But specifically, I'm talking about his game, right? Yes, his driver will be, if he does get a hold of that driver, it's over for him. And the main reason why I picked him as my number three is like when he's in tune, when he's focusing on his game, he can be dangerous. That's that's the only reason. Besides that, off the field, yeah, you're right. I don't agree with how he handles it. But here's what I've seen on Twitter, like this morning, right? That they paired. Here's the spicy part: that they paired Bryson and Rory together. And come on, the PGA is trying to stir the pot. You got the clean cut Rory, and with the "I'm just here to play golf" energy, and Bryson, who looks like he's about to fight the course, and the whole field. He's a mad scientist, and that's made that's that's made for TV, and it's a good pairing. That's like some WWE level level booking. Low key, I think it's smart. The game needs some fire, and those two couldn't be more different, which makes every shot they hit next to each other 10 times more interesting. You know, so yeah, this week I'm ready to watch him. I'm grabbing my popcorn. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be dramatic. And if it does come down to Roy and Chef, it's over, man. I don't think he can handle that pressure, especially with Chef there. But those are my top three. I'm not saying Rory's gonna win, because if it comes down to these three, it's gonna be Chef all day for me. So
Yeah, I think it's look, Bryson had a great video out. I don't know if you saw, but a few days ago he released a video. He went to Oakmont and played, and he showed
the
how
rough,
the course conditions looked, and he said
right?
this is massive. He shot an even par during that day and was cold. The weather was not ideal. He still did well. However, you can see any mistakes that you make. Oh, you're definitely paying for it. I mean, Bryson's channel is great. And anybody, hey y'all, I don't know how y'all feel about live golf and stuff. I feel the same way. I don't like live golf. That's not my preference. But Bryson's the only guy that I actually like over there because he was upfront about his financials decisions, right? Instead of saying, hey, this is a great product and all that stuff and giving all this BS to everybody. He was upfront and he was promoting golf, and on the side he has so much content and it's entertaining and it puts you behind the scenes to see what's going on the golf courses and the things that he does. um, I respect him for that. And no other live player, everybody got lazy, nobody did nothing, they just there to collect a paycheck, and they did collect their paychecks. And I have no respect for that. I feel like everything should be earned. And the reason why Scotty Scheffler made so much money is because he earned it. He wasn't given that. He made over 65 million last year just from prize money alone and bonuses. And you can't knock the guy for that. But everybody else, I hope Bryson's the only one that's really going to be on that leaderboard from Live. Uh, he came off, I think, a third place finish right now in Live. I believe this last event they just had, Joaquin Neiman won again, from what I saw, and he might be a factor too. But we'll have to see. I just think that this course is very tough. It's very demanding. You have to be very patient. And who's the most patient person that's going to get the trophy? I really think Scotty will do it. Not because I'm a big fan of Scotty. It's just he's number one golfer, and you see how patient he is. He's more patient than us. When we're watching Scotty, we get very impatient watching him, and we get more emotional than he does. So it's very
I
interesting to
am
watch.
biased about Scotty though.
How can you
I'm,
not be, man? It's not like we're biased and let's say he's like 10th in the world. We're like, yeah, he's the best. We're not. He's number one in the
he's number
world,
one,
and
right?
you know,
Like it's
there's
not,
no biases there. It is what it
it's
is.
factual.
Yeah.
So I agree. Yeah, he's the man
Yeah,
right now, and I just want to see some good golf, and I'm
I do too.
curious what they're gonna do, on this course because of the image I sent you, right? Was the 107th U.S. Open, right here. Wilson posted up, but it was the funniest. I thought it was hilarious to see that score, the leaderboard on that day. Seeing the I think the leader was at four with +4, and then
4 over par,
Tiger
yeah.
+5. I was like, whoa, this is crazy leaderboard score right now, because I never thought I'll see that type of score going in the final round. So it just shows how hard this course is, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, and they were predicting that this time around at Oakmont U.S. Open, 125th U.S. Open, the winning score is going to be over par.
Ooh,
So
we'll
that
see.
must be very frustrating for PGA Tour players because they're used to scoring,
Right.
and somebody got to rise, and I think the cream will rise to the top like always, right? First 2 days you can kind of see who's in the hunt, right? And then the third day, I think Saturday is going to be very important, moving day, because that establishes you on the top of the leaderboard.
Right.
And you want to be somewhere up there within a few strokes because this tournament is tough. It's not easy to catch up because you yourself can make the mistakes as well and fall back even further.
Agree.
It's exciting. I'm very excited for the tournament. Um, but like we said, our picks are there, and we both agree on the first and second pick, which is Scotty and Bryson. Third pick could be a lot of people. I chose Sam Burns. He chose Rory McIlroy, but there's another dark horse that many, I'm sure, know, Colin Morikawa. He's been doing really well for 3 rounds in the majors lately, and then he just falls off on the last day. Colin hits the ball very straight. He has a slight cut. That's it on a shot. But if the conditions get windy, that's when he struggles. So if the conditions are ideal in a sense where there's not much wind, he's going to be a big factor in this U.S. Open.
I couldn't agree more. Well, yeah, you're right. And all we want is to see some good golf, some hopefully no drama, no like clickbait titles, topics that they're bringing out for no reason. But yeah, thank you guys again for joining us. Thank you for our new subscribers, new viewers. It's just us, gents with 2 cents. Now tune in the next one. Peace.